Hey, what's good everyone? It's cjbeatz. We're back at it again today. Today we're going to make a rod wave type beat in Logic Pro X, and I'll try to keep it nice and simple, some piano, some horns maybe, and add some drums to it and arrange the whole thing. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's head over to Logic. Alright, I got a brand new instance of Logic open now, and this is the sound I picked for the piano. It's the LA Custom C7 Studio. And I'm using Cthulhu actually to come up with this chord progression. Quantize that MIDI. I'm gonna drop in a Audio CR MIDI effects freeze. Just capture that MIDI. Drag that in. Now we could turn Cthulhu and MIDI effects freeze off, and now we have this. Go ahead and Command A. Let's go to humanize. Randomize it a little bit. Select and operate a few times. Go. Grab the first chord right here. I'm going to turn my smart snap off. I'm going to tuck it in just a little bit. Grab them all, and now just tuck them in a little bit so they're not overlapping. Loop this. I'm going to change it up to a scissor tool. I'm going to cut it right there. Back to the pointer tool. I'm actually going to delete those out. So for the first 4 bars, I'll have it longer. And then it'll drop into a different progression. Extra chord. Let's go ahead and duplicate that. Next, I'm going to add a top melody on top of the chord structure here. Once you're happy with what you got, you can, go in there into the MIDI and make sure stuff's not overlapping. You could also add notes if something comes to mind. Dun, 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 dun. Going through, making sure some of the timing is correct. Once you're happy with that, you could join these two, make it one MIDI region. I feel like we need some horns on this, so let me add a contact. I'm always trying to leave a little bit of room, for the next instrument, so don't overdo it. Cool, I think at this point we could start adding some drums to get a groove down. I might add some strings or something like later on as I'm building the beat and coming up with an arrangement. But I always like to, get a melody down first, add my drums, and then start building off of that. So I'm going to show you another way to use Alchemy. And you could use Alchemy actually as a file browser. I found this kind of cool. I was just, poking around And I found, this here where you could actually just, you could bookmark drums this way, or drum kits rather. And, your favorite ones are accessible. And guess what? If they're 24-bit files, 32-bit files, it doesn't matter. You can play them back just by clicking on them. So just opening up an instance of Alchemy, actually, you could use that as a file browser versus using the file browser right here. A lot of the times this file browser that's built into Logic is kind of cumbersome. It's slow. Certain sounds don't play. And this is a great way to overcome that. So again, use Alchemy as a file browser. I'll show you one more time real quick here. Add an instance of Alchemy. I'm going to go to Advanced. Come over here, hit Import Audio. Boom. Now you can actually go to drum kits. Let's say you have a specific drum kit that you like. Say it's this one here. You could actually, let's say this is the kit that you want. Just hit a star right there. All the drum kits that you like to use will come up in the favorite section. So great way to, look for drums that will work. So let's find a nice little hi-hat. Something simple. I don't want to go crazy with the speed. I want to keep it nice and simple. Leave a lot of room for the artist. I'm going to create a new software instrument. Let's use a Drum Machine Designer. And I'm just going to import this hi-hat file right into Drum Machine Designer. And we'll start building a hi-hat. So let's close these out. I'll come up with a nice little groove here for the first 4 bars. And I could do this, on my keyboard, or I could draw them in. I like drawing in my hi-hats. Gives me a little more flexibility sometimes. Make sure your Smart Snap is enabled and draw away. I usually start like this. Bring the velocity down to the second and fourth. Now I can just copy and paste this. If I bring my cursor like this, Command C, Command V, 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 V. It's a vibe already, man. I feel this. It's gonna be a hit. On a clap or a snare. I like that one right there. By the way, I'm using the Angels Volume 2 drum kit, which you can find at frequency.com. I'll put a link in the description as well as in the cards if you want to go check it out. I'm just going to cue that clap a little bit. I'm going to add a reverb to it ever so slightly. Once you got your clap down, close out of these. Quantize that clap. I'm gonna add a silver verb to the horns a little bit. Let me pause right here. I wanted to talk to you guys about my Patreon. I recently set up a Patreon for $3 a month. You can get all my tutorial files. That means stems, MIDI, one-shots. Anytime I drop a new tutorial, you get access to the files. Hit the link in the description. Sign up today. Again, it's only $3 a month. Let's go. So I think at this point now, I'm going to drop in another software instrument. And I'm going to go to my user patches. I have this kick and 808 combo that I basically use on all my beats. So I think at this point we can, start adding an 808. Find the key. Quantize that. The volume's up. going to do some light mixing here, just on that piano, take out some of the that low end. The 2 to 3K range a little bit for the trumpet, or the saxophone rather, my bad. Oof, there's a vibe, bro. Alright, now we need a kick. Manicure it a little bit, quantize it, bring the volumes up. And I'm just going to copy and paste it over like this. What I like to do too is, you know, is add some pauses. So if you have like your kicks or whatever and your 808, you can pause them just briefly so that, you know, as the beat drops, Alright, let's work on the hi-hat a little bit. And my scissor tool, I'm just going to cut this right here. That first section. And also going to use the scissor tool here to just add some hi-hat rolls. I'm always trying to hear in my mind, you know, what the hi-hat would do. Change it back to a brush tool. Add some lower hi-hats. Triplet maybe. There. Shape the hi-hat a little bit with the EQ. Bringing over another section here. Maybe we can select all of them, bring them octave down. Add some strings maybe. EQ that, take the mids and lows sort of out. I'm going to add a synth bass to this too. For this, I'm using the 70s classic synth bass that you could find in Alchemy. This is stock sound from Logic. Take some of them and quantize them. Cool. So let's start building our song structure. I'm going to take 4 bars here, maybe 8 bars actually. And okay, got this, bring this over. I'm going to also bring in my tag here, bounce this in place to make it a bit louder. Got a bit of a reverb on there. Close.
cjbeatz. cjbeatz.
So add a transition effect there before the drop as well. The lows.
cjbeatz.
I think the beat could actually, you know, use some perk sounds too. So I'm going to find some perk sounds here that match. Also need a crash sound, something like that. I'm going to tame that crash a little bit by an EQ.
cjbeatz.
Let's add some percussion. Again, you want to leave a lot of room, so I'm just adding a little bit here and there. Let me do some mild mixing on this beat here. I definitely want to side chain the kick and the 808. So what I'm going to do is use track spacer for that on the 808. I'm going to add that right now. I'm going to use a side chain, use the instrument, and then import my kick here. Let's loop off a section where I can hear the 808 and the kick. Let's solo those out, as a matter of fact. Go to the advanced tab here. I have the attack a little faster. Release faster too. Okay, I think this beat is pretty much done. Let's go ahead and have a listen to the final product.
cjbeatz.
Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video today. If you learned something today or you just like the music, feel free to hit that subscribe and that bell so you're notified anytime I drop some new content. Don't forget to hit that like button too. It helps the algorithm. And yeah, about 60% of you guys are actually not subscribed to my channel and you're watching my content. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video today. My name is CJ and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.